Braxton's sisters finally overplayed their hands in their efforts to villainize Tamar after their cruel taunts against her rip off their mask of superiority and leaves them all in the same stinking ship.
Exactly. Because this is just, you know what? I don't want to say the wrong word, but this is just foul.
Mm-hmm.
This is just foul, the way they have always tried to put Tamar out there on the forefront and make her look like she was so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a mean girl. Oh, she's intolerable. Oh my goodness. And here they are being discovered and being exposed.
Found out.
They
have caught the thief.
And he
literally
has to pay. Literally, okay? And pay they are doing right now because everybody has seen their slips.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They want to talk about Tamar slip is showing. No. Their slips are showing.
Yeah.
And one other point in case about that is the fact that the gaslighting continued with Towanda sitting up there talking about she did not touch her. Trina did not touch Tamar. And I'm like, girl, everybody saw that Trina did touch Tamar.
Yeah.
She moved her out of the way, and I'm sure it wasn't a soft touch because Tamar moved on out of the way with the touch of that girl's hand.
She forcefully pushed her. She forcefully moved her out the way with the back of her hand. Now, whatever Trina thought that her motivation was for doing that or whatever else it was, she did put hands on Tamar first. So them coming back saying she never touched you and then giving this whole question, how she gonna touch you when she was behind you? Like, stop.
See, this is the stuff
she pushed herself in front of her. So yeah, she touched, but that's what they do. They go ahead and they act like they didn't do the things to knowingly kind of gaslight Tamar.
Yes.
It's the same thing before that even got to that situation where Toni had jumped up. They had finally finished talking about, who was messing with Toni's boyfriend, and, they were back and forth with that. And I think Toni was trying to get them all to just simmer down because they don't do that type of stuff. They didn't want, they wanted to pull their masks back on. They wanted to put everything back on the superiority complex they have, because they were all they were showing. Towanda was exposed. Toni was exposed for lying to Tamar on the phone about having Ashley on the show.
Right.
They all got exposed. So they tried to pull back their veil, pull back the mask so they could look like they was sitting on the top. And Tamar was the one that was off her rocker. And to so forcefully do that, Towanda went and said, I think one of the most egregious things that she could have ever said at this point in time. After they'd all been exposed, we see, I got all this on you. I know you did this, you did that. It's receipts, it's proof, it's all of that.
Yeah.
And then Towanda goes, cuts Tamar off. Toni, finish what you're saying, because she don't argue with sick people.
Ooh.
It shows you again how they've always done that. They've tried to other her. They've tried to put it like, oh, well, no, it's something wrong with her. Granted, she got issues, but like she said, they all have issues.
Exactly.
And she did that. That was so cruel. That was a cruel taunt against the stuff that Tamar is dealing with. It was vicious of Towanda to do that. And then Toni went right ahead and proved Tamar right again when she said, you don't have my back in the important things, basically.
Yes.
Because then Toni gonna look at the camera and play again. Here's the superiority complex coming back. They're putting on their cloak, their veil of being superior to Tamar.
Exactly.
Because MH is real. MH is real.
Piggybacking right off of what Towanda said.
Exactly.
Piggybacking off of each other to get on this girl.
Yep. They taunting her, gaslighting her. They're basically showing, oh, okay, well, you got this going for you, Tamar, you got that going, you can sing, this a Grammy nominated throat or whatnot, all that. But guess what? At least they stable. That's what they tried to do, but it's like, no,
y'all ain't stable.
Y'all just
messing
showed,
with your sister like that.
Exactly. They showed exactly who they were when they did that. And it's, you know, it don't even matter the dirt that Tamar had and brought up about them and exposed that, because their own actions just now. So deny what they wanted to from her, deny the phone bill that she was still paying for, deny that the mortgage stuff, the gift was an actual loan and not a gift, deny that you told her that Ashley should be on the Braxtons, fine, deny all that. But then the next words out their mouth proved everything that Tamar was saying, because they taunted her with something that she is not necessarily in control of, but she's doing her best to manage.
And they have been doing this sneaky gaslighting mess for years. And I am so glad that Tamar is exposing this. And granted, she's loud with it, and that's what has turned people off, because they're like, girl, you too loud. Well, she had to be loud. If you all don't understand, because these girls were always
ganging up. They gang up on her.
They do.
They all take each other's side and leave her out there on her own. So yeah, she does get loud, and you know, is very exhausting most of the time. But that is a coping mechanism, because she's had to fight her own battles in her mind all this time. She's thinking that she's the only one that's fighting for her. And we talked about this before. You got to let the Lord handle that. It's time to have a real relationship with the Lord. And this is what gets me so feeling some kind of way on her behalf, because what happened to them in their childhood with their parental situation is so terrible, because they were brought up in the church, brought up, you know, being PKs. So they had what was supposed to be a clear line, a clear path to a great relationship with the Lord. The person that you can go to and talk to, and he'll listen and he'll guide you and give you truth.
But what happened?
But the man who they were all looking up to, and who had set himself as being some kind of child and man of God, is out there deceiving his wife, committing adultery, being lustful, lying to his family, then gonna turn around and leave and abandon them. So this is the one that they had as an example of, you know, a good relationship with the Lord. He's in there preaching on Sundays, but Monday through Friday, what is he doing?
Allegedly things that we have heard them talk about.
Exactly.
We have heard them talk about, and it's like, oh my goodness, this man does not get off scot-free like this when he was supposed to be the head of the household.
Right.
He's got these girls out here cosplaying with the Lord.
Because that's what he showed them.
That's what he showed them, because it's like, you're a man of God, you're in the church, you're pastoring, you're ministering, but yet you allegedly do this to your wife. You allegedly do this to your children.
Exactly.
So of course Toni feels that, well, that book doesn't mean anything, because look, my father was in the church preaching, and look at what happened. He leaves his family allegedly for the things that he was doing out there. These girls saw this,
right,
and they don't think it anything
right
serious about the church, God, in the right way, because this man was out here cosplaying.
Exactly. And he also sowed seeds of ruin in them. You know how you're supposed to train up a child,
seeds of ruin,
and the way that they should go, so when they are older they will not depart from that. Well, he did not plant seeds of, faith in them. He did not plant seeds of love and seeds of kindness and niceness. He planted seeds of deceit, seeds of lust, seeds of backbiting and taunting each other, because that's what his actions were. So now the fact that they are all at each other's throat. They look at each other in deception and jealousy and taunting. Like, instead of being able to come together, they're at each other's throats, because he taught them it wasn't all for one and one for all. It was every man for himself.
Exactly.
That's what he taught them. And that's what you see in their relationship. That's the thing that plays out continually. And the Bible talks about those people who get up there and want to say that they're from God and that they're, doing the work of the Lord, but they're leading the little ones astray.
And that's exactly what it says.
People.
That's exactly what it says, because here he is, the one, the head of the household, supposed to lead this family down the right road, and there's inconsistency in what he's preaching and with what he's doing, and these girls are seeing this. And it's no wonder we're seeing this now on the forefront. There's no trust between them. There's all kind of this, because the man that was supposed to be the head of the household showed this incongruency. He showed this, oh my goodness, and there we are.
Exactly. So instead of them having a real relationship with the Lord that they can actually lean on and depend on the Lord and know that there is power in their relationship with God. There's power in the Word of God. It's not just someone's made up something or stories to make people do what they want. This is power is in the Word of God. So instead of them having that, what they have instead is this cosplay. They have, look at God. They have, won't he do it? They have, all the sayings.
All the sayings, all the colloquialisms.
They treat this as an accessory. That's something they accessorize their lives with to sound good or to do a sound bite or something like that. But then as soon as they get home, as soon as the nitty gritty start, they put the purse back on the shelf.
Exactly. And that's what we're seeing here with these sisters. My goodness. I mean, even one other thing I wanted to talk about is that Tamar, I believe, came to Towanda's rescue again in this situation where, the people are saying she could be in trouble now, Towanda, with what she did with that paperwork. Okay. But here is where I say Tamar once again came in for her defense. Okay. We know that Towanda wrote something on her paperwork as Tamar being a creditor. Okay. But what did Tamar say? That was not a gift. I say, okay, she covering you now. She's saying, it wasn't a gift.
Right.
But at the same time, this girl is doing this sneaky stuff. And so this girl is saving her again.
Yeah. And the hate and the jealousy and whatever it is that they have between that animus that Towanda feels against Tamar is blinding her so much that she can't even see that. Because that's the thing. Tamar saying that this was not a gift, this was a debt, that could be the thing that would save her. But here comes Towanda. It was a gift.
See?
And it's like, you don't see the lifeline here?
She don't see the lifeline that girl was throwing her?
That paperwork that you listed her as a creditor less than a year after that home was purchased. You found that paperwork. That right there is
saying that you knew. Yeah.
Exactly.
And here you are.
And then, because that's the thing, usually when they're buying, what she told Tamar was that this was something the bank, her lender needed to see so that they can give her the mortgage from the house.
That's what she told her.
Usually when it's something like that, they have people do an affidavit when they get money as a gift. And Towanda was like, I have the proof. So I'm even thinking that the proof she has is probably the affidavit saying that this was a gift. Which means that there's paperwork, there is a paper trail as far back as that can basically sign the ticket. So what Towanda wanted to happen to Tamar, talking about press charges, call the police, then she done dug her own pit.
She's dug her own pit, and Someone also said in the comments that because Towanda has it, Towanda, exactly.
Or like Tamar said, Talaya.
Towanda,
She said Talaya.
because she wanders around
Lying.
looking for other
Allegedly.
people's stuff, allegedly. Okay, so that's why I call her Towanda. Okay, she's wandering around here,
seeing how she can
seeing
have
what
that
she can
stuff.
do. She's wandering around Tamar, using her credit card allegedly for her phone lines. She's wandering around here. Yes, Towanda is around here just doing these things, and is so mean. Okay, it's so mean. I just do not realize how mean it was for her to sit up there and just look at Tamar and talk about people.
Yeah, her stability.
And
to say it so viciously, so cruelly.
Oh, so cruelly. And I'm like,
with sick people.
And I'm like, oh, so now you playing around with her. You playing around with her,
and the
like
look
that.
Tamar turned on her. That look,
because this girl is so done with it. And you know what? Let me tell you something. Tamar is the show.
Yeah.
Okay. Tamar is the entertainment, and this is another point of jealousy. I don't see anything entertaining about Towanda. I don't see anything entertaining about Trina, because Trina's
that's where she got that fake accent.
And that's what I'm like, where did this accent come in at? Who is this? So you had to put on an accent so there could be some entertainment. I mean, really, these girls, I have been there in the beginning with them, and I try to look at each of them, excluding Tamar now. I tried to look at the other three as being something to say, well, okay, they mean well by their sister. That's what I tried to do. And it's all coming to the forefront.
Yeah. That's what they
wanted. It's all coming to the
people
forefront.
To look at them like that.
And it started with what that head of household showed them.
Yeah.
And that's why you get all the cosplay. It's no wonder Toni told Tamar, oh, why are you reading that book? It was written by such and such. It's no wonder she doesn't have any strong opinion about that,
and she doesn't stand.
And she doesn't. Go on.
She doesn't stand for anything. The person who was supposed to plant the seeds of faith, plant the word of truth into these girls, planted seeds of ruin and destruction instead, seeds of division between one another.
Seeds of division.
So when Toni is supposed to stand for righteousness, because that's what it would be.
Exactly.
As the oldest, standing for righteousness, not taking sides, not putting one against the other, but saying, well, you know, this situation, that's not right. You shouldn't talk to her like that. You shouldn't bring this up. Instead, she's going and always
wishy-washy.
Exactly. When she talked to Tamar, she all for her. And then when she talks to Towanda and everyone's in the group, then it's a different story.
Because there's no standing ground she had to look at as an example. You're looking at a father who's supposed to represent standing, righteousness, and truth. And what these girls saw was something so incongruent with what he was showing.
Exactly. I think that was something that you said a while ago. You said a lot of people that end up having issues with God, with the Lord, is because they had issues with their natural dads. And that kind of translates into how they see God.
The Heavenly Father.
Exactly.
And that's what happened there.
That's what you can see. The issues that they had with their natural dad in this earth are translating to what they and how they view the Lord. And is making for a terrible situation for themselves, because all of those patterns that they have against each other, the going back and forth, all of the division is doing nothing but having them reap destruction on each other.
That is what it's doing. And it's a sad thing. And we continue to pray for these girls. Tamar, you are vindicated. That's it. That's all.
All right, let us know what you guys think in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.